From Lenexa to Lee Summit, you're listening to Mundo in the Morning on 95.7 FM, KCMO Talk Radio.
It is 6:50. Good morning on a President's Day. Glad you're here with us on KCMO Talk Radio, 95.7 FM. We are streaming, as always, on the KCMO Talk Radio app. If you're home today, just pull us up on your Google Home, on your Alexa, right on the app, or at KCMOTalkRadio.com. Let's do it.
It's time for the 6 at 6 on KCMO Talk Radio. Number 1.
Well, at the top of the list this morning, we do have names of the women who were shot and killed outside of a nightclub in Kansas City early on Sunday morning. 29-year-old Ebony Silas and 23-year-old Tashana Ballard were killed in the shooting that happened just after 2 a.m. inside of a bar near 28th Street and Southwest Boulevard. There were multiple other victims, 3 adult women suffering from gunshot wounds. 1 woman pronounced dead inside the bar, 2 others taken to a hospital, and Ballard later died from her injuries. A 4th victim, an adult male, arrived at the hospital separately with gunshot wounds. Police believe the gunfire erupted inside the bar, asking anybody who was there, who has not yet spoken with detectives, to come forward, and no arrests have been made as of Monday morning.
Number 2.
All right, next up in our 6 at 6 here on KCMO Talk Radio, let's go to Shawnee. Police in Shawnee and Overland Park took a suspect into custody on Sunday afternoon after a barricade situation allegedly tied to an earlier shooting in Shawnee. Officers were called just after 9:15 yesterday morning to a home near Quivira and West 71st Street where shots were fired into an occupied residence. No injuries were reported. At about 11:40 in the morning, police located the suspect near 121st Street. In Overland Park, authorities say the man barricaded himself, leading to a large response from both departments. Police later confirmed the suspect was safely taken into custody shortly before 3:45 in the afternoon.
Number 3.
Well, Google has confirmed a $10 billion, 500-acre data center up in the Northland. The 5-building, 500-acre hyperscale data center was listed under the codename Project Mika in planning documents. M-I-C-A, not Mika Brzezinski. Port Authority of Kansas City approved incentives last year for the data center campus off I-435 and State Highway 169. Google confirmed that it's behind Project Mika. It will be the company's second data center development up in the Northland. Google's regional head of data center public affairs, Tristan Pafer, said in a statement, "We are proud to call Missouri home since we broke ground on our first data center campus in 2024, which is still under construction." These data centers don't typically work out. There are really no jobs associated with it, and they drive up bills, electric costs for everybody else in the area. That's what they do. So if you're up in the Northland, maybe your local government thinks this is a good idea, but here's the Port Authority once again. There's the Port Authority for you. Unelected bunch of bureaucrats showing up, giving away your taxpayer monies to drive up your electricity bills. Congratulations. How about a slow clap for the guys at the Port Authority?
Independence is developing one, and they address that issue for sure, and certainly a concern at all levels when they're putting these in.
Yeah, it's just, yes, it's a huge concern. I agree. I'm glad that Independence is at least cognizant of it. Now, did they approve it? I didn't see what they did out there.
I think they did. Now, they had a facility in place where they could just kind of regenerate, as far as I understand, on the power generation for the data center.
Gotcha.
So they kind of had something in place.
Okay, interesting.
I thought Kansas City, Missouri Council was working on a deal that wanted to suggest that if you were doing a data center, you were going to have to provide some power of some type.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
And we will. Absolutely.
Number 4.
Let's go to the shutdown that is underway right now. Department of Homeland Security shut down amid a bitter policy fight over, well, the immigration issue, of course. So the funding lapse will not affect nationwide ICE enforcement. That's not what this is about. What it's more about right now is people like TSA agents who are going to be foregoing. They'll get back pay, But if this shutdown does drag on, TSA agents are the ones at the airports who are going to be missing paychecks. And that could cause more problems at airports all over the country. So it's not something that's going to be felt right now at all by most people. But if this thing does drag on, well, then you have some problems potentially. Mark Alford is going to be here at 8:30 this morning to give us the latest on the shutdown and how this one can hopefully end quickly and swiftly.
Number 5.
Well, Nancy Guthrie's search continues. It's now stretched into a third week after she was abducted from her Arizona home on Sunday, February 1st. Savannah Guthrie addressed her mother's alleged captors in another video to social media yesterday, saying, quote, "It's never too late to do the right thing." Investigators are now hoping that DNA from a glove recovered about 2 miles from Nancy's residence will lead them closer to a suspect. Investigators, though, have still not zeroed in on a leading motive for her disappearance, according to multiple media reports. But this is looking more and more by the day like a burglary gone wrong. Someone asked last Thursday in Ask Mundo Anything where I thought this was headed, and I'm not saying I'm going to be right. I'm just saying it feels like a burglary at this point gone wrong. But there is belief, according to local reports out of the Tucson area, that investigators believe that Nancy Guthrie could still be alive.
Number 6.
And last up in hour 6 at 6, Jerome Tang, Kansas State basketball coach, fired last night by Kansas State. After a 1-11 start to Big 12 play, he is 3 years removed from a run to the Elite Eight, an $18 million buyout to fire Jerome Tang. We'll see if the university is able to avoid paying that buyout, which it seems like they're going to try to do. They want to fire him for a cause.